Liurnia of the lakes. You like giant crabs? Well, you'll love the giant lobsters. How about turtles? Because our Pope is a turtle, everything here is huge, except whatever these little ankle biters are. This land of magic and mystery is such a picturesque escape from the violence and danger of Limgrave. Just the place for my Tarnish to take a nice break after cutting her way through Stormvale. Man, I can't wait to get to a lakeside Airbnb, kick my feet up, hop in the jacuzzi, and... Holy shit. No, we do not. Oh god. Before heading to Liurnia, I had some loose ends to wrap up in Stormvale. Namely, platforming for treasures and encountering some interesting adversaries. Up high! Whoa! That's not allowed. After running away from danger and satisfying my loot goblin tendencies, it was time to make my way through the gauntlet of the front of Stormvale to get to the Divine Tower of Limgrave, where I would restore the power to Godric's Great Rune. It was a task easier said than done, but I managed to dodge roll and sidestep my way past danger and run headfirst into... more danger. Oh my god! Whoa! And just like any respectable rat, I made one of those golems kill their little golem friend, so I had less to deal with on my way to the Divine Tower. With Godric's Great Rune restored, it was time to set off toward my next destination, Liurnia of the Lakes. The first several hours of my foray into Liurnia involved running around, cutting through different encampments, and tagging as many sites of grace as I could. I even discovered some fun new status effects. Oh. What? 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 While on my journey to tag Graces, I ran into a familiar face. Boatman! The Tibia Mariner!
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
My best strategy for this fight was to use the demi-human spirit ashes to take care of the skeletons while I focused on learning mounted combat, apparently. I stopped caring so much about picking up items off the ground and joined in on the fight properly, nearly forgoing my own vitality in the process. My demi-human friends held their own as best as they could, but took an early departure. For a moment, I had my hands full, trying to micromanage all the undead popping up out of the water. Ow! Stop poking me with sticks! Once I cleared out all of the Tibia Mariner's little helpers, it was time to shift my focus on him. And with a little grit and a whole lot of gumption, I managed to stop his reign of terror over this very pitiful pond. After admiring some artwork and riding around the Liurnia countryside, I found the Carrion Study Hall. It's been a while since I've read a book. I wonder if they have any interesting tomes I can check out. Oh shit, that hurts. Okay, we're going down, Looks like I need a student ID to get in. That's fair, I suppose. Better roam around more, pick up some side work, and earn some quick cash so I can pay the Raya Lucaria tuition fee. After sending Larry the Golem home early to spend some time with the wife and kids, I took over his security shift and decided to make my way to Ansel River to get the full lay of the area. And wouldn't you know it, the place is infested with giant ants. Or maybe I'm just a very small tarnished. After exterminating the little insect problem, I stumbled upon some ruins, traded for some supplies at the gift shop, and found a view that was beautiful, if not a little terrifying. Making my way further underground in the attempt to explore more of the Ansel River, I came face to face with a harrowing adversary, the Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. This was an interesting fight that I ended up abandoning for later because it became apparent pretty fast that I was here much earlier than I should be. Regardless, I still got a few attempts in against this boss, and I even pushed him to phase 2 at the end, which was pretty cool. After getting my hide kicked by a bell-bearing hunter and an Erdtree avatar surrounded by ancestor followers, it was back to the usual business of tagging sites of grace and picking up small treasures around the lake. Breezing past a gauntlet of soldiers and flame chariots, I tagged the grace in front of the gates to Raya Lucaria, where I found a map that promised one thing I needed to gain entry to the home of glintstone sorcery. There was just one very large, draconic-sized problem. Oh hey, what's that? It can never be easy, can it? Despite the behemoth guarding the area I needed to be in, I gathered all of my wits and made my way over, sneaking my way around to get to that glintstone key. It was a quick in and out job, relatively painless and low risk, except for the fact that the moment I had that key in my grasp, the sleeping dragon woke up. No matter. Like any rat would, I summoned my trusty steed and galloped away from the inevitable danger, repeating what would become my personal motto: I'll come back later.
Much later.
Now that I could finally get into Raya Lucaria and pursue higher education, it was time to tag the site of grace inside the academy and conclude the journey for the day. Running from that glintstone dragon the previous day reminded me of a loose end I had left in Limgrave. One of many, certainly, but by far the biggest one just lurking around Agheel Lake. Is it problematic of me to murder the namesake of the lake? Maybe. But that dragon is packing enough runes to push me toward a level up and higher stats is the name of the game right now. So I hopped on Torrent and made my way toward my first proper dragon fight of the game. Up to this point in the game, I hadn't really been using Torrent much beyond traversing around different areas with more ease, and I had wanted to learn mounted combat to have options while fighting anything and everything trying to kill me. After defeating Agheel, I collected some smithing stones in a nearby tunnel and defeated the Stone Digger troll inside. Then it was back to Liurnia. The lakeside crystal cave had an interesting assortment of enemies, and the Bloodhound Knight had already killed me a couple of times off stream. So after yet another death attempting to solo him, I brought in my demi-human horde, and that precious backup made all the difference. With a new talisman in hand that I would never end up using, I made my way out of the cave and met a new NPC.
Fell tarnished. What do you want? I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
Does nobody say hi anymore? Shadowheart? Is that you? No, this is Latina, who is somehow an Albinaric. But these guys are also Albinarics. I don't really understand how concepts like DNA work in Elden Ring. I'm not going to put too much thought into it. Anyway, Latina didn't seem too keen on me breathing the same air as her, so I tagged the Grace next to her and went on my way to continue my excursion around Liurnia, where I ran into Hyetta asking for another Shabriri grape. With none currently in my possession, I continued onward, keen to find some more fights or side quests at my disposal. I found the latter while roaming around the lake and crossing paths with a young maiden named Raya, who somehow has worse posture than me, which is saying something. She asked me to retrieve her locket from a ragamuffin camping out by a shack nearby, and somehow I knew exactly who she was talking about. Sword in hand, I set off toward the shack, where Blackguard ended up giving me the locket in exchange for some pocket change. That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Returning to Raya, she was so thankful for my help that she extended an invitation to Volcano Manor. I've never heard of the place, but Manor sounds super swanky, and since Liurnia is turning out to be a less than stellar vacation spot, this definitely feels like an upgrade. With the trip to look forward to later on, I continued on my adventure, encountering a death bird that pecked me to pieces, and another Erdtree avatar that went down easier than expected. Amid my exploration, I got a little further outside Liurnia than intended, which turned out to be a colossal mistake. Holy shit. No, we do not. Oh god. Ow. Nope, nope. I like playing fast and loose as much as the next Tarnished, but I can acknowledge when I'm a little out of my depth. Back in Liurnia, and after several deaths to gravity, I found my way into Jarburg. It was nice. Friend ahead. Destruction. No! Precious item ahead. Probably the thing that we got. Yeah. Right. Hi.
Hello, Cos. What are you doing here? I didn't think anyone knew about this place. Except us Jars. Ah. Are you going to be the new potentate?
Potentate? Yeah, I'll be your potentate.
Gosh. Truly.
Jarbairn is as welcoming as he is adorable. I mean, just look at him. It didn't even hurt that much when he told me I didn't have smooth enough hands to be potentate. This place is delightful. I can't wait to come back and visit. By day 9 of the journey, my drip had changed tremendously. Because I did some exploration off stream and ended up doing the whole Albinaric village questline because I couldn't help myself. But hey, Latina doesn't hate me anymore, and Inch's armor is now my armor, and some of this stuff works for me. On my excursion around Liurnia, I ran into Vare of all people, and after gossiping about the two fingers and how weird they seemed, he gave me the tool I needed to invade other players and encouraged me to cause chaos among my fellow Tarnished. Which, sure? I mean, anything for the bestie. After a quick pit stop in Limgrave to knock out a catacomb boss, I ran into Alexander at the end of a tunnel and he told me about his own travel plans.
Are you
Heading to the Festival of Combat too?
Oh?
No need to be coy with me. Judging by the fine wallop you gave the old backside earlier, I would venture you're something of a warrior yourself.
Personally, I love a good festival, so I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Back in Liurnia, I headed to the Roads Inn catacombs, where the fog wall brought me in to fight a Crucible Knight. I try not to hate on the bosses in this game too much, but I'm not the biggest fan of Crucible Knights. I mean, this one in particular has a giant freaking candelabra that he's shoving into my ribcage from across the continent, and his attacks are brutal all across the board. I'm doing my best here, spamming Sacred Blade where I can, and trying to dodge attacks and tank hits, which, looking back, isn't the smartest strategy when my vigor is still only marginally better from the starting point. Attempt number 2 had me back in the ring, doing my best to whittle his health down. I got him below half health before it finally clicked. The health bar at the bottom of the screen isn't moving. Also, what the hell is a spirit caller snail? This guy's not even who I'm supposed to be fighting. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. You're a distraction. You're a distraction. Looking back on this, it's hilarious that it took me almost 3 minutes to realize I was falling for a boss gimmick, but at the time, this was the ultimate betrayal from Miyazaki I could have possibly imagined. My strategy shifted. I had to dispose of the knight as quickly as possible. Surely, then I could focus on the snail, right? Turns out the snail has an infinite amount of FP and would just keep summoning in knights to keep me busy. I died again. Feeling silly and not in the goose way, I headed back through the fog wall to reclaim what little dignity I had left. Had my head been a little clearer, I would have summoned spirit ashes to keep the knight distracted while I wailed on the snail. Instead, I ended up being grateful it had such a small health pool. 6 hits, spread out between me running and dodging away from the knight, and I had another boss defeat under my belt. After a pit stop in Jarburg, I found my way to the 4 belfries and used an imbued sword key to get to the beginning of the game? Well, I thought I would end up in an unexpected place, and this was definitely unexpected. There's really only one thing for me to do here, and that's get revenge on that freaking grafted scion. Eat a fucking dick, bitch. Oh, and I got a sword and shield. Let's go! Let's fucking go! That's what you get! After claiming a couple of goodies, I returned to Liurnia, where I was promptly murdered by a deathbird and helped a mausoleum get a pedicure. Then I found my way into a catacomb, where I encountered something that is rare in my gaming experience, but never non-existent. Gamer rage. Hello? Hello? Hit the reverse! No, I hit you! Fuck off! No, die already! Oh my god! Hello? Hello! Come on! How many fucking times do I have to kill you? Why is it my sword hitting your remains? Die! Die! Just fucking die! 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 Oh my god! I hate you! I hate you so fucking much! No, you know what? No, 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 no. We're starting over. We're starting over. Fuck you. Ah! I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Why won't he fucking die? I'm trying to save my FP. Oh, god damn it. Just die. So, I didn't realize it at the time that the reason the skeleton kept regenerating was because of this silly page boy looking dude. No, I thought my game was bugged, and I thought I was continuously hitting my sword into the wall despite trying to hit the remains. Do I blame the fact that there are 2 other skeletons I killed with ease? Yes. Anywho, I needed to blow off some steam after this encounter, so I helped out another mausoleum by trimming its hedges. I also spoke to a blacksmith named E.G. and locked in with my old Space Invader skills to avoid getting blasted by magic swords raining down from the sky so that I could tag the Carria Manor side of Grace. I got to the upper level of Carria Manor and even saw the boss arena inside before telling myself, hey, this seems like a place to go after I go to Raya Lucaria. And with not much else to do, I decided to head that way. The welcoming committee here is interesting, to say the least. I haven't started my Glintstone sorcery classes yet, so I wasn't able to do the proper Raya Lucarian greeting as I ran up the stairs to the front door. But I think saying hi and hello with my sword worked out. One of the sorcerers let me have their staff, which I think was very kind of them. Making my way through a cemetery full of magic zombies and rabid dogs, I found an interesting elevator mechanism and rode it down to the bottom of the well, which seems to be a restricted area because the resident assistant came out and started to try to usher me elsewhere. I wasn't particularly keen on their methods, so I told them firmly, no, I will not be going right now. I paid my academy tuition and I have every right to be here. It took a while, but I think they eventually got the message. After doing some thorough exploration of the area and picking up some necessities, I returned to my tour of the academy. I still needed to pick up my school books ahead of my first day of classes, and I stopped to ask a few students if they could point me in the direction of the bookstore. And you know what they did? They tried to shove me in a locker! One of them even headbutted me! And look, I have nothing against warrior jars. It's great that there's such diversity here. But just because I'm new doesn't mean I'm a pushover. I have 0 tolerance for bullies, so I fought back. I had half a mind to report them to the headmistress. In fact, I think that's exactly what I should do. Let me just make my way through this wall of mist and... oh, the school mascot is attacking me. Fantastic! I'm an animal lover, so part of me was conflicted about attacking Radagon's dog. But then again, that dog beat me up and stole my lunch money, so I think it's fair that I stand my ground here. And then it occurred to me, this must be a test. Surely, if I can defend myself against the mages here, I can earn my place among even the best Glintstone sorcerers. Never mind the fact that I'm too stupid to use any of the weapons or sorceries I find. That's what tutors are for. I gave the Red Wolf a piece of my mind, and my sword, and reclaimed my runes to squeeze in a level up before moving forward to the quad. I made my way around the landscape, getting through the platforming gauntlet with ease and grabbing all the little trinkets left around for me to scavenge, including a Twin Sage Glintstone crown, and wouldn't you know it, it's exactly my size. Maybe now that I'm wearing the uniform, the other students will... nope, they're still attacking me. Like any former gifted and talented kid, I ran to Renala to tell her of what was happening in the school. Snitches may get stitches, but I paid so many runes to learn magic, and all I'm learning is that everyone hates me. I don't need to pay a school to tell me that. My brain does that every night after 9 p.m. for free. Look at my drip. Look at my... What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no. Get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here.
Hush, little Calva.
Oh, hey, Queen.
I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
Oh. Okay. While I'm new to Elden Ring and Souls games as a whole, there are a couple of things I knew of going into my playthrough. The first was Liurnia. Never mind. Hey! Spoilers! The second and most relevant was about Rennala. In 2022, I had visited a couple of friends for the weekend. One of them, Tom, was playing Elden Ring and had just gotten to the Rennala fight. He was excited to show me the game and launched into explaining different aspects of it, at one point asking me if I would end up playing it. And at the time I said, no, probably not. The reason I'm bringing this up now is because I did see some of the Rennala fight, so the gimmick of the golden bubble children needing to be attacked first to ground her was something I was already wise to. Things started off well at first. I managed to get Rennala to the floor a few times and triggered phase 2, which went pretty well. Until it didn't. That was a pretty good first attempt. Surely we'll get her the second. Okay, third time's the charm. Oh god damn it. Oh, fuck. Hey. I'm over it. I'm doing something else. I don't know if it's because mages at this stage in the game were still intimidating to me, or if it was because this was well into hour 7 of streaming for the day, but I could not get my head around this fight to save my life. It's not that the fight was difficult so much as it just had a lot of moving parts that I was struggling to pick up on because at this point, my brain was turning to mush. I had been doing so well for so long, and I think that because of that, hitting a wall was inevitable. It turns out my wall was destined to be one of the easiest Shardbearer bosses of the entire game. Who would have thought? The more I hit that wall, the more I started to get frustrated, and the more I got frustrated, the more I made mistakes. After getting my butt kicked for the 6th time in a row and showing no progress toward getting better, I decided it best to listen to my chat and call it there for the day. But even as I closed out of the game, I had a feeling gnawing at me that I was admitting defeat. By walking away, Rennala had won. I would come back tomorrow, I would try again, and I'd likely get my teeth knocked out again and again and again. Nope! Turns out I just needed a hot meal and a night of rest. Well, that and I swapped out my equipment. I had been using the Lordsworn Greatsword since I snatched it in Limgrave, despite picking up a variety of weapons throughout Limgrave and Liurnia up to this point. It served my playstyle well, and did the job just fine up to this point in the game, but after talking over some options with a friend who is much better versed in the game than I am, I decided to start using Bloodhound's Fang. I had the stats for it, and the passive bleed buildup ended up being a game changer in Phase 1. In Phase 2, I summoned my wolves to keep staggering Rennala, which minimized her casting and gave me openings to cut her health down little by little, bit by bit. It's wild the difference all of this made. And now I have another remembrance, a great rune to restore, and the ability to respect my character. Before fighting Renala that day, I warmed up with a few caves and tunnels around Limgrave and Liurnia. In the first one, I fought a few bandits, walked through the fog wall, and prepared to fight a chest. Okay, weird that there's no enemy in here and just a treasure. Guess I'll open that chest and... You can have them back! Where are you? Who the No! As I've established, I've never played any Souls games or FromSoft titles, so Patches was quite literally just some guy to me in this moment, and I was surprised at his surrender after 2 hits. Though, in Patches' defense, I'm over-leveled for the area, and this weapon packs a mean punch. I decided to go along with the surrender, bought some stuff from his shop, and as a thank you for my patronage, he helped me take a quick trip to Mistwood. It's something I can open. Patches, you little skank. What a nice, thoughtful guy. After making a new friend, I made my way to Morn Tunnel, the Academy Crystal Cave, and the Rhea Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, fighting the bosses there and claiming my rewards. Since I had an extra glintstone key from exploration around the Academy, I paid Tops a quick visit so he could get back to the Academy and resume his studies.
Are you certain?
Yeah.
You're willing to give your glintstone key to me?
Yeah, I already have Sights of Grace tagged there. I can teleport in.
Thank you dearly. Now I can go back to the Academy to resume my study of glintstone sorceries. I'm the very stars.
Yeah, just avoid the library. Surely this won't end horribly. Tops? He's asleep, right? He's asleep, right? What the fuck? So, remember that really neat little area in Caria Manor that is definitely a boss arena? Good, because that's where I went next. Ow. Loretta is an interesting boss. Somewhat reminiscent of the Tree Sentinel, with a good mix of melee, ranged, and magic attacks that did a good job of keeping me on my toes. The first attempt wasn't too bad, and if I hadn't gotten myself cornered, I think I could have gotten through it. No matter, attempt number 2 saw me claiming victory over Loretta and pushing forward into the next area of the manor, the Three Sisters. I wasn't sure what would be waiting for me here, but I know well enough that when a sigil pops up on the left side of the screen, I should be ready for something big. So I decided to see how the marionette soldier Ash summons would do against whatever horrors awaited me. Something big was an apt assumption. Oh no! There's yet another dragon waiting for me here. And it puts up a pretty great fight, but my marionette soldiers are... Where the fuck are my ashes? Turns out these particular ashes tend to wander off on their own if they're summoned in an open area, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. After a reset, I tried again. This time things went much better, and I wasn't expecting the soldiers to be so good at getting damage and distractions in. It was a pleasant surprise getting a Dula below 50% health, but I'm not going to lie, it was disappointing to see her fly away.
I'll be back.
With the seals on the surrounding towers broken, I was able to make my way into one, where I met a familiar face.
Oh, again we cross paths.
Yeah.
I believe I said my name was Rena.
Or Rena,
when last we
sorry.
met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here?
Turns out her name is Ronnie, not Rena. and she claims to have stolen death long ago, with the goal of finding what she calls the Dark Path. I agreed to enter into her service and help her find the city of Nokrin. Afterward, I spoke with E.G., my name twin, and the most pretentious asshole who makes sharing a room with Hannibal Lecter seem like a more enjoyable arrangement to be in. Afterward, I explored around the area, finding Celavis in the flesh and giving his living quarters a renovation. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna break everything in your little study. Fuck you. That's for being rude to me! I then found the grounds behind the manor, leading further into the lands between. After dealing with another Red Wolf of Radagon, who is now relegated to field enemy, I made my way to the ravine-veiled village, where I would deal with land octopi and all varieties of bats until I found a fog wall and a co-op sign. While I usually like to try tackling bosses on my own the first try, I have found myself intrigued by the NPC summons in this game, and decided to see what Great Horned Tragoth was all about. We did it! And by that I mean my summon did it. Tragoth, we love you! Holy hell! I don't know why I summoned the marionette soldiers in this fight. Maybe because I saw a giant lizard pop up out of the ground and panicked, but regardless, I feel kind of bad for the guy. 4-on-1 isn't fair, even if the one can spit lava. Oh well, I don't have too much time to dwell on it. There's an elevator here that'll take me to my next stop on this grand adventure, Altus Plateau. I can only imagine what wonders await me in this golden landscape. Oh my god, I really do not have the time for this right now. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?